have you been offered a career break? And if you were, would you take it? Because more adults are considering taking one, as traditional retirement plans are no longer the norm.
Well, if you
But then you're not retiring if you're taking a
sabbatical.
Yeah.
Maybe people are just trying to have a bit of a break. And then going back. Well, if you fancy having some extra time off, finance experts say it pays to plan ahead, so it could be an affordable option.
Today we're asking, should employers encourage you to have a career break? To debate this, we're joined by political commentator with Young Voices UK, that's Noah Khogali, and political commentator Suzanne Evans. Very nice to see you both, very good. So, Noel, are you in favour of a career break or not?
I think it absolutely should be something that companies at least consider offering their employees in a world where, look, if people of my age, we're not expecting to retire at the age that everybody else is now, if there even is a proper retirement age by the time we get there, and people are jumping jobs a lot. And I think companies have to have a look at the kind of things they can do to retain employees over the long term and really build a positive culture and stand out as a point of difference potentially. That stops the job hopping that lots of young people do now.
Suzanne, what do you make of it? Are you in favour?
So I think I'd be the first person to say, the ideal situation in life is to find a job you love to do, so it doesn't really feel like you're working. But for most of us, unfortunately, it is all about work. Work isn't called play for a very good reason. And if we were in a situation where, we had a booming economy, where jobs where employers were finding it very hard to find people to work for them, then it might be a different matter, and we might have a recruitment crisis. But at the moment, we've actually got the opposite. There's yet another survey out this morning showing that employers are very gloomy about hiring. The jobs market has shrunk. Employers are very reluctant to take people on, not least because they're terrified about what November's budget is going to bring. They're already facing the higher costs of employers' national insurance in the last budget. They're struggling, particularly small businesses, struggling with the admin for things like pensions that even the smallest employer now has to give to employees. You've got people leaving the workplace because of maternity leave, paternity leave, and I'm not saying you shouldn't have those things, but I'm just talking about the kind of pressures that businesses are on. And they're now going to be lumbered with yet another one. You've got to give somebody, a vital worker, a career break, and so then you've got all the additional costs of trying to hire somebody to take
that's a point. Yeah, that's a point. So Noah, that put more pressure on employers' idea there. And you as an employee, it takes one off the conveyor belt and perhaps then impedes your natural progression in a company or the experience that you'll be building up?
No one's suggesting that people should be doing this every 6 months or every 2 years. This would be, a once-in-a-career break to reset, reevaluate your priorities, reinvigorate yourself, and get back into the workforce. It would hopefully mean you come back a better educated, more worldly employee that can do their job better, whilst at the same time giving your colleagues an opportunity to cross-skill and build that resilience within the company. This isn't just about getting bodies through the door for companies. Yes, we're all aware of the economic situation in the country. It's about getting high-quality employees that stay, and that's the fundamental difference.
Is it a long-term approach then, do you think, Suzanne? It's more about actually getting people to stay, but just giving them that rest, that break?
But they're not staying if they're going off, are they? I would argue
coming back.
it would be better that employers should give perhaps a longer holidays. I think for some people, they feel that 21 days or whatever it might be plus bank holidays isn't quite enough. And I think most employers would think, gosh, I can't afford to give somebody 6 months off, both not just financially, but also, as I said before, in terms of the additional problems of having to hire other staff in, train them up. Maybe an extra week's holiday might be a better idea. And with the best will in the world, we all come to moments in our life when we have to reassess what we're doing. But I don't think that takes a sabbatical. It might just take a weekends of good hard thinking, really, and chatting to your friends and trying to sort out if this job that you're in is the right one for you or not. But certainly not to think, well, it might not be the right job to me, so I'll go away for a year and the employer can fund the cost and then I might just not come back. I just don't think that's fair on employers.
Okay, thank you both for those arguments. I don't know, where do you stand on it?
Well, I'd worry if I took a break from here that you'd be replaced and then you couldn't come back to your job.
I think that's a very good point, and Suzanne sort of really suggesting that as well.
Yeah.
But
I think it depends. I think if you really enjoy your job, you wouldn't want a career break, would you? But then if you're umming and ahhing,
well, if you do something you love, you'll never work a day in your life. That's where you got to get it right. Noah and Suzanne, thank you both very much indeed. Appreciate it.